Yes, family, I'd like to bring to your attention a story of considerable concern to us as a community in relation to Clayton Barnes, and it's an exclusive coverage on BBC News relating to his plight of he's been living in this country for a British citizen, and he's worked throughout his life here in Britain, and now his plight is that he's in Jamaica and he's been denied his legal right to come back to the country and visit his family, and now he's in a serious condition of health, and we're going to look at this coverage with his daughter Samantha Barnes Garner. Let's take a look now.
Clayton Barnes, shut out of Britain and cut off from his family.
This is where he got married, it's where he had kids, it's where he worked. You know, so it is, I don't want him to die with that, just without that memory. And I know that I can't be there if he does pass. I won't be there to be able to say goodbye, really. It'll be a phone call. And I will say goodbye to my dad on the phone.
The Home Office really did take the instruction to create a hostile environment seriously. Far too seriously. Can we trust them with anything? James Clayton's been talking to Clayton Barnes and his daughter. He's a Jamaican national who worked as a roofer. He lived here for half a century, had indefinite leave to remain, but unwittingly forfeited that when he retired to Jamaica, only to find he couldn't get back in, even to visit his family, despite having a UK pension.
Dad came to the UK around 1959, lived a full life, got married, had a house here, travelled back and forth to Jamaica just to sort of see family. He had an indefinite leave to remain in his passport, you know, a stamp in the passport, which he never ever had any problems with. He just used to come and go. With having a Jamaican passport and an indefinite leave to remain in it, there was really no need to have a British passport.
In 2010, Clayton retired to Jamaica, but when he wanted to return on a family trip, he was prevented from doing so.
The problem started in 2013. We thought he'd been back about 3 years in Jamaica and we hadn't seen him, so we thought we'd do a surprise visit from him coming to England and just do a surprise visit at Christmas for my kids. Literally just booked the flights, sent him the details. As he checks in, they told him that he couldn't fly because his indefinite leave to remain was invalid.
Samantha says she'd been told that his indefinite leave to remain had expired, but as he was only going back to visit his relatives on a family holiday, they applied for a short stay visa. The response they got back shocks the family.
I've got that here. Yeah, that's this letter here. And it doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't really give what you call a valid reason, and it just states here, if I can read it, I'm not satisfied as to your intentions in wishing to travel to the UK now, and I am also not satisfied that you genuinely intend on a short visit only to the UK and will leave the UK at the end of your visit. He lived here for 51 years, paid his taxes, paid his national insurance. He was absolutely devastated. I mean, he could barely talk on the phone to me. He felt that he'd done something wrong, and I had to keep reassuring him that he hadn't done anything wrong. It does feel like he's been deported because he's not allowed back for no reason. And for me, the reasoning is not really a reason.
After another attempt in 2014, Clayton had enough. He's not been back to the UK in 8 years. We spoke to him from his hospital bed in Jamaica about how he felt about his situation.
Horrible. Life cut up because of the all these years, work with pension, you know what I mean? Income tax, everything, work hard, and now this.
Does it feel like you've been deported?
Yeah, because of a while I'd love to be deported. I haven't got no criminal record.
What would you say now to the Prime Minister, Theresa May? What would be your message to her?
Why can't I come back? Yeah, the reason why I can't come back. For why? I'd like to come back and see my family. I don't even know my grandkids perfectly. I only know one of them.
Clayton's health is deteriorating, and his family doesn't expect now that he'll ever come back to the country where he lived for most of his life.
it would have been nice for him to come back and just sort of like, just little things, even just before he passes, to go, this is where, you know, just have that memory as well, not just the memory of Jamaica, because this is his family life, this is where he got married, this is where he had kids, this is where he worked, you know, so it is, I don't want him to die with that, just without that memory.
Well, another case in detail there. Tonight, the Home Office said its new Windrush helpline staff would offer to support Mr Barnes if he made contact with them. In a statement, the department said the Home Secretary had been clear the government didn't want people who had built their lives here in the UK to feel unwelcome.
Now you've watched the broadcast, we'd like to hear your views. What do you think about this? You can either call us on our live show today from 5 till 8, the Jam Master Show, live on Bless. Let's hear you there. Or text us below and give us your views. Your view counts. Thank you.